Oh my God. Holy crow. Hello, everybody. Where the heck are we? Only, 25 minutes late? So sorry about that. Technical difficulties here at the Beckett Bujo. All right. Hey, I'm Josh Schwartzbeck. Welcome to Conversations with SOTU, our Saturday afternoon soliloquy around giving SOTU the opportunity to speak directly with you, our audience. We're not really doing any chat, but if you're on YouTube and you want to put something in, SOTU may actually answer you. I don't know, because I don't know where we're going today. Today is the 16th of January in the year 2021, and to say that we are in interesting times is the understatement of the year. As I said, I am Josh Schwartz. Maybe I didn't say it. I'm Josh Schwartzbeck, who also known as your hippie mystic. And I'm bringing you SOTU today. And I don't think that I'm going to have any comment to begin with. I'll just let them come through and see what they have to say. Because truth is, I don't really know what they have to say. They haven't let me in on it today. So, all right, here we go. I guess we're about to have our water breaking. So, you might want to have a towel. Well, I'm not the one that names these things. Here we go. All right. Well, you think there's some resistance? Good morning, Adrian. How are you? All right. Hello, everyone. We are SOTU, and we invite you to join us on another journey through the infinite realms of your imagination. Well, here you are. As we said to you last week, that when we spoke to you this week, we would look back and say to you, wow, look what happened. And so much so, we're not going to go through it piece by piece, step by step, because we believe that each of you in your own way has your own levels of understanding about it, and so it's important that you understand that the moment, the crossroads, the energy that you find yourself in at the moment, at this crossroads in time, space, and energy, is one that is going to set the tenor, set the energy for the next 150 years. And in fact, as you begin to move more and more into this place of knowing, this place of understanding, now we realize, we're holding you off for another 4 or 5 days. It's going to be another 4 or 5 days before things begin to make themselves clear. But you all have to be asking yourself the question, what is the big threat that exists in your world right now that you need to have 30,000 troops in Washington, D.C.? And so if you look at that dynamic and you see what a situation of overkill that it seems to be, you could begin to suspect that there might be something else at play. And we would say to you that is almost assured. The 19th and the 20th are going to be 2 very crucial days, and we believe that the 20th especially, there are going to be secrets revealed that are going to change your basic lives, your basic understanding, the basic way that you all live. And we don't necessarily mean for the worse, but we do mean that there has to be a dynamic of change. and that because everything is pushing you in that direction. All of the reflections, and we mean all of the reflections of your outer reality, of the consensus reality, are asking you, where is your conscience? What is right? What is wrong? It is asking you to make assessments and value judgments about so many things in your reality that you have not questioned. And so the longer you go, the more you are being given the opportunity to question. As we said last week, it is a dynamic of if you cannot stand the questions, then you must suspect the foundation that you stand upon. And so questioning is not a bad thing. Questioning, in fact, is what you all need to do more and more, even especially those things that you know are true. Like how to operate YouTube. It's a joke, Adrian. Lighten up. Okay, so the seriousness of this dynamic is such that it is an energy that is playing, there are certain times in history when the population has built up a dynamic of beliefs, a dynamic of experience, a dynamic of objectivity that only comes with, what shall we say, repeated abuse, repeated usurpation of your power, of your acquiescing to dynamics of your reality, acquiescing to dynamics of the government, the Fatal's cooties practitioners. All right? And yet you're finding that there are a great many questions in so many of the dynamics of reality that you have been experiencing. Things that question you right deep down inside of yourselves. And so it is very important that you realize that there is a movie going on here at play in the consensus reality, and the big players are each playing their part, whether they know it or not. Now, most of them are not conscious of the result of their reality. You see, you create your realities through your thoughts, your words, and your feelings. And so you can govern your thoughts to a certain extent with discipline, and you can certainly watch your words, and when you realize how important your words are and how you create your personal reality, you become more and more careful of how you use them. And so and in a consensus level, even those that don't know much about spirit, don't know much about metaphysics, really can master those two parts of the dynamics of reality creation. It is the underlying emotional dynamic that they have a great deal of trouble controlling. So even though you may being seen a placid exterior, it's just an individual that has learned to mask and hide their true emotions, their true feelings underneath a shell, a persona of self, a mask. As they say, a persona is like wearing a mask, right? So the understanding of this and the realization of this, you realize that there is a dynamic at play here that really is asking you, each of you as individuals, who is it that you are going to be? Are you going to live with a conscience? Are you going to do what's right in your world? Are you going to be in that place where you begin to have a more expanded version and a more expanded level of empathy and therefore compassion with your fellow human beings? Are you going to begin to move into those areas where you assist each other, where there is a certain level of maintenance that everyone requires, and that is a dynamic that is given as a known situation. Now, we're not talking about communism and we're not talking about socialism. We are just talking about basic human dignity. Basic human dignity. And once you begin to treat each other with that dynamic of basic human dignity, you will begin to move out of these places of conflict, out of these places of divisiveness, and you will begin to come together and work together in ways that are only imagined at this point. But the upcoming week, the upcoming dynamics, we'll talk more about that tomorrow when we do our Healing the Rift radio show at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning on Blog Talk Radio. As we do that, we will speak more tomorrow and more in depth about the dynamics that are occurring. And if you realize how many things happened yesterday, and today is Saturday at about 1:35 in the afternoon, and things are going to be rocking and rolling very shortly. So pop the popcorn, sit back, realize that there's a large storm brewing, and very few of you really understand what is at play. And we ain't going to tell you either. Well, the important thing is that you understand that this is something that you need to experience. And that means that you need to experience the emotional response that you have from this big dynamic of change. There is a number of astrologers that we are in communication with that believe that the 20th is going to be the most impactful day in many millennium. Our suggestion is stay home. Don't go out. Stay away from demonstrations. Stay away from any excuse to have someone utilize the dynamics like occurred at the Capitol last week, where others can come in and spoil your reputation just because you have been too innocent and too naive, right? Because it was a certain dynamic of naivete that led to that whole situation. We're not going to go into the dynamics of the details of it because we would just piss you all off. Right. We're 15 minutes. That's good enough. Popcorn, sit back, relax, take notes if you need to. We love you all so very, very much. We are SOTU. Until tomorrow, we close. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We close sending you peace, sending you happiness, sending you joy.